Because communication is not mind to mind, it's heart to heart. It's from this heart to that heart. Right? Well, in order for that to happen, two people have to come into close proximity. Right? Well, communication is when you're close enough that your connection to what made you and their connection to what made you is kind of gooey. They can merge. You can do this. Right? When two people are fighting, it's rigid. They're like this. Right? But if they can get into close proximity in a state of communication, they get a little flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they're occupying the same space. Right? Which is the experience of communication. I mean, Jesus probably said it best. Where two or more are gathered, knowledge is given. But he doesn't say how, right? In a state of communication. It is not bantering back and forth. It's recognizing that what's looking out of your eyes is really also looking out of somebody else's. To see that similarity. Right? And once that similarity is found, all it takes is an open heart and love, and bam, there's instant communication. In our world, we're trained to try to own that. That when someone gives us that, that's ours. Right? Well, if they take it, then it won't exist anymore. Right? So there still has to remain something to communicate. You can't just mesh together and boom, you're off into Never Never Land. There still has to be the communication. That's what a relationship is. It's when two people are doing this. Right? The marital relationship is supposed to be this. Solid. You know how that goes. Not so well. For anybody. Anybody who tells you that.
You gotta remember, people are dealing with their environment, their socialization.
Dealing with all the bullshit. Yes, I know.
That all comes into play.
Yes, I know this.
And just like you said, men start wars. Men have inflicted a lot of damage on women in this society also.
Yeah. For
whether
thousands
it's
of
in
years.
Western society or Eastern society, men at 9 out of 10 times are the ones that have damaged a woman.
Okay, so tell me, who has the bigger problem, women or men?
Men do, as far as causing the damage.
Yeah, and do they stop long enough to see the damage they inflict? Do they feel in their heart the
Most of them
damage that
don't.
they're actually doing?
Most of them don't.
Here we go. It's a choice. I mean, that's why there's, 1, 2, there's 4 guys in here. That's it. It's always like that.
Right.
Because they can't feel. They don't know how. They're too afraid to actually go into their being and sense the damage they've done. And it's even harder for them to admit that they've been damaged themselves by the acts of another. That's one of the hardest things for a man to admit to himself. He can even admit he's hurt somebody, much more than he'll admit he's been hurt by somebody. Right? So as long as he's got that fear of the emotional thickness that comes on, the intense emotional presence, he's done. He's cooked. You go through the whole waking up movement, New Age, whatever anybody calls that thing. It's mostly women. I've noticed that it's always mostly women. And the guys that are there are either there to pick up on those women or they really want to be men.
Well, me, I've always felt like I've always faced up, like, the worst feelings I would get, I feel like I'm always in touch with it. If I feel like I never set out to hurt anybody, but like, let's face it,
You do.
Okay, you
It actually happens.
hurt somebody, and to me, that's the worst feeling. I feel it deep down in every cell of my body when I inadvertently have hurt somebody. I'm the first one to apologize to that person. Sometimes.
But are you the first one to change your behavior?
I do my best to. Sometimes certain behaviors are hard to break. but you have to work on them.
Break or let go of?
Let go of, break, whatever, you know, but I'm just
Well, no, let go of it means that it's something in you.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
break
I
means it's something outside of you that you need to run through.
I have always tried to learn from my own mistakes is how I'm putting it, and correct that action. Okay. I have always tried to look back within and say, what did you do wrong? Why did you do it? You know, analyze it and make it better.
Do you include emotion in that, Alan?
What's that?
You do include your own emotions?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm an emotional creature. Nice. Everybody is.
Oh, yeah. They are. Whether they're any good at it or not is remains to be seen. Whether anyone's any good at it. Emotion, really, though, I mean, it's just a launch pad. I mean, if you can get your physical life and your mental life and your emotional life all like in tune, in line, in balance, you're a rocket ship.
It's a lifelong project.
Yeah, but once you get it, I mean, you know, and everybody's had it in their lives.
Yeah.
They've had that alignment where whammo, they are God and they know it. For the moment, I mean, you don't go around saying, I'm God! I mean, that's the crazy person, right? That's the guy who's taking too many drugs. But they do have some kind of a sense of that the Creator is stopping and looking out of your eyes. Right? You get that push. That's always nice. We've had that, haven't we?
So how do you hang on to that?
That's it, you can't. It's the hanging on that stops it, because the alignment is always going to change. It's always going to be a slight change of alignment. I mean, take this for example, okay? In order for you to be aligned, you got to know where you are. That's changing every millisecond. I can even prove that, okay? The Earth turns all the way around in a 24-hour period, right? That's 1,000 miles an hour. You're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, right? Now it's doing that, but at the same time it's doing that, here's the sun, right? You're what, 94 million miles away from it? Something, whatever the number is. 3. Okay, so you're that far away from it. Now you gotta go all the way around it. And you're gonna do that in 365 days. You are cruising. You know what I'm saying? It's the sun is doing the same thing around something else that you're not even aware of, that science isn't even aware of. So at every moment, Earth is in some new location. And as it goes into some new location, they would say that different star energies hit the planet. Different. Bam, bam, bam. Well, we're getting out to a more, let's just say, a busier part of space. Bam, 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 bam. I was talking to a kid today. I said, eventually you're going to experience 3 completely different environments, like one right after the other. It's all going to shift. You know, we're getting a little bit more sensitive to the environment. Vibe is a popular word because people are beginning to sense that off people. You can tell when someone's down. You can tell when someone's about to do something wrong. Everybody can tell, right? So we're becoming really sensitive to that environment, right? And the reason we're feeling so completely insane is it's changing. Yeah. Okay. Well, if we're living like 2 steps behind it, you're always playing catch up. The only way to actually stay sane through all of it is you have to lose the ego and realize it's not giving you any power anyway. It's just taking it. It's not giving you anything in return. It's promised you satisfaction, but it's never delivered. Ever. So, you know, getting rid of that. Because it functions.